Acoustic guitar for me is just self-expression. I feel like my voice is on this instrument. It was my first musical instrument before I sang, before I wrote songs or played anything else. It was what I first kind of gravitated towards. So it's just my way of communicating what I hear. Let's see what's in this case. Ooh, beautiful. Looks like a J45 model with the banner, which is very cool. Wow, this is incredible. It's so resonant. It does have the sound of like a vintage guitar. I love this style of Gibson. Yeah, so the neck is a little bit, it's like kind of fat. When I'm playing a guitar I haven't played before, I always try to like go up the neck and see how the guitar resonates up here and then down here, and this one it's just amazing. It sounds so loud, which is always a struggle as like an acoustic guitar player. I'm always looking for those guitars that'll really like cut through. When I was growing up, my dad was a full-time music teacher. He taught private lessons, and he taught out of this little room in a vintage guitar store in Palo Alto where I grew up called Griffin Stringed Instruments. And so I grew up around a lot of really nice old instruments. I would go into the shop and I'd get to play them, and it was so much fun. And then there were Gibsons around too. My grandfather played an old J45, and my great-grandfather also had a matching Gibson J45. So my great-grandfather was still alive when I was a kid. He lived to be 103. My dad grew up in Illinois on a farm, so we'd go back to the farm and have these jam sessions, and they'd both be playing them. And so I've always just had they've had such sentimental value to me, the old guitars. This is awesome. I love small body guitars. This is so nice. There's something just so cozy about them. And I do feel like I'm playing like an old guitar right now. It's cool. Midway through high school, all my friends were starting to think about, what do I want to do after school? Where do I want to go to college? And I just kind of realized all I really want to do is music. I don't have any other true interests. So I started looking at music schools, and I found Berklee College of Music. And through that, I was like, well, I really just want to play music. And even if I can't maybe make a career out of performing, I looked to my dad and I'm like, well, he's a music teacher. He's been able to support my family, and I knew that I could always teach music if I needed to. But what I really wanted to do was perform and write songs. I can remember my first jam sessions. It was terrifying. At first, every time I would pass around the solos in a circle, usually, someone will sing a verse and a chorus, and then everyone takes a solo and it kind of goes around. And when it would get closer and closer to me, I would just be dreading it. But luckily I didn't give up, so I kept going to jam sessions and it got easier and easier, but it can be super intimidating at first. Part of, I feel like, the tradition of the music is bringing in younger players, and so I felt really supported by the people in my community, and there were definitely some adults who kind of took me under their wing, showed me new songs, and got me on stage with them. Yeah, this one I love. It's very super powerful. For me is a music that draws from so many different styles that came to America. You have the banjo that came over from Africa, and then like fiddles that draw from like Celtic traditions and styles, and just all different types of American folk music that came together. The music of the people. People learn songs and they change over time. A lot of people learn from their parents, a lot of people learn from friends at jam sessions. So that's what I love about it, is that it just kind of brings together all these different elements and brings all sorts of people together. Cool.